Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone and you're watching my week 2 video for Immersive Application Deployment term 1412. This week we're talking about the leaderboard feature that we'll be adding in next week. However, I'm going to do a quick demo of my application just because what I did this last week directly ties in with scoring. Alright, so Astro Blaster is already running on my iPad. Let's go ahead and just do a quick playthrough here. I added in two different asteroids, one being the extra life and the other one being the multiplier. The way the multiplier works, it looks like there was some delay there with air server. Anyways, the way the multiplier works is every time you hit a multiplier asteroid, the 100 points that each UFO is worth is then multiplied by 2. You hit another asteroid, it would then be multiplied by 3, another multiplied by 4. But if an asteroid gets past you and you lose a life, you also lose that multiplier. It goes back down to 1. But anyways, once you get to 2500, you win the game. The UFOs that have a shield on them, they take 2 shots to destroy. The first shot destroys the shield, and the second shot the UFO. So they're worth 200 points total before multipliers. So in theory, it could be 1,000 points just for that single one if you've gotten that multiplier up that high. Of course, because the final score is only 2,500, it is difficult to get it that high, but it is theoretically possible at least. All right, so the way I'm going to do or actually let's go over how I'm doing the scoring. So I'm also tracking how long it takes to get to that 2,500. I'm then dividing 2,500 by that total time in seconds. It's normally 8 to 10 seconds, kind of in that general range. And then I'm multiplying that by the amount of lives left over times 100. So if you have 3 lives left over, it's times 300 to get the final score. So there's a lot of variables that can make that score pretty broad. So I think it'll add that nice competitive edge. All right, so on to the leaderboard. I've decided that I'm going to have to use parse. I would love to be able to use one of the paid options like Game Center, but unfortunately I just can't afford to pay anything for it. I do have to go with a free option. I am definitely familiar with parse, although this is a little bit different use case than I've used it before. I think it's more than enough for what I need. I'm really not sure how I'm going to do the filtering yet. It might be based on region, maybe based on state, or I might also integrate Facebook and Twitter, as that's a really easy thing to do with parse, and then use those as filtering agents too. If the users from Twitter, they're on one leaderboard, from Facebook they're on the other, and then there's also a master leaderboard that shows both of them. Beyond that, there won't be other separate leaderboards though, because there's no extra levels, there's no different difficulties. But again, I'm not really positive how I'm going to do the filtering on that. There will be some sort of filtering, but I'm going to have to investigate what's going to be a feasible option with both my time and available resources, and just kind of play it from there. I'm really one of the original things I was thinking about doing was, just because it's kind of an arcade style game, was to use more of an old school arcade type of layout where you put in the 3 initials and then it shows like that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to stick with that, and then still just kind of filter it based on where the user's logged in from. But again, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because it doesn't necessarily directly show this is from Twitter, this is from Facebook, or this is this person specifically. There, because other people could put in the same type of initials. So that's just one of the many ideas I'm kind of mulling around and trying to figure out what's going to work best for me, for my needs with Astro Blaster. And I'll just have to kind of play it by ear this week. All right, I guess that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, week 2 for IAD, term 1412. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.